In a cozy little pond, nestled right next to a bustling summer town, lived a family of the most curious ducklings you could ever imagine. Among them were Pip, the bravest of the brood, Lily, who was wonderfully clever and cautious, and then there was little Timmy, who was really more fluff than duck and waddled with a charming, endearing clumsiness. One beautiful, sun-drenched afternoon, a mischievous gust of wind came dancing through the reeds. It swooped down and whisked away their mother's favorite lily pad, sending it floating away. The three ducklings watched it go, their little eyes wide. Pip puffed out his chest and said, "Don't worry, we'll get it back." And just like that, their great mission began. Determined to retrieve the precious lily pad, the trio set off. They ventured farther than they ever had before, swimming past the familiar cattails and the old willow tree, and journeyed into a world filled with vibrant colors and roaring sounds they had never heard before. They had stumbled upon a human water park. To the tiny ducklings, it was a land of giants. Towering, spiraling structures in dazzling blues and yellows pierced the sky, looking like strange, colorful trees. The sound of rushing water wasn't like their gentle pond. It was a thunderous, exciting symphony. Little Timmy, with his fluffy feathers all ruffled, quickly hid behind Lily. "What is this place?" he chirped, his voice a tiny tremble. But Pip, ever the adventurer, looked around with pure excitement. He puffed out his chest again and declared, "It's an adventure, Timmy, a grand water adventure." He couldn't wait to explore. Their very first challenge presented itself almost immediately. It was a long, winding channel of water that the humans called the lazy river. To the people floating along in their big rings, it was a gentle, meandering stream, perfect for a relaxing afternoon. But to our three tiny ducklings, it was a mighty river with a relentless, powerful current. With a brave quack from Pip, they all hopped in. Whoosh! They were immediately swept away, bobbing and weaving like little yellow corks through a massive flotilla of giant, colorful rings. The humans floating by would point and smile, not realizing they were witnessing a great duckling expedition. Pip, with his natural bravery, took the lead. He steered them with his tiny webbed feet, quacking with pure delight as he expertly navigated the swirling eddies and gentle rapids. Lily followed closely, keeping a sharp eye out for any trouble, while Timmy just held on tight, his little heart thumping with a mix of fear and thrill. After their wild ride on the great river, they found themselves at the foot of a colossal staircase. It stretched high into the sky, leading up to the top of a giant water slide. For the humans, it was just a set of steps. But for the ducklings, each step was like a cliff far too high to hop up. They looked up, wondering how they could possibly climb it. But Lily, with her sharp, clever eyes, noticed something. A little trickle of water was running down the side of the staircase, creating a tiny miniature waterfall. This way, she quacked excitedly, pointing with her beak. She led her brothers to the watery path. It was a long and tiring climb, a real test of their little legs, but they helped each other, slipping and sliding, but always moving forward. When they finally reached the top, they were out of breath but filled with a sense of achievement. The view from up there was absolutely breathtaking. The entire water park spread out before them like a magnificent, watery kingdom, sparkling and shimmering in the afternoon sun. They could see everything from their high perch, feeling like the kings of this strange, wonderful land. The climax of their incredible adventure came quite unexpectedly. As they stood at the very top, peering over the edge of the giant slide's opening, a sudden powerful wave from the splash pool far below sent a huge spray of water all the way up to them. The surprise of the cold splash made little Timmy jump, and with a startled squeak, he lost his footing and tumbled right into the slide's dark opening. "Timmy!" cried Pip and Lily. Without a single second of hesitation, Pip and Lily plunged in right after him. It was a whirlwind of darkness and speed. The world became a blur of twists and turns. The rushing water carried them on a thrilling, heart-stopping journey through the winding tunnel. They whizzed around corners and down steep drops, quacking with a mixture of terror and exhilaration. It was the fastest they had ever moved in their entire lives. Finally, with a great splash, they burst out into the bright sunlight, landing safely in a shallow pool at the bottom. They were dizzy, soaking wet, and absolutely exhilarated. They had conquered the giant slide. As the sun began to set, casting a warm, golden glow over the water park, the three adventurers knew it was time to go home. They found their way back to the edge of the park and, to their delight, they saw their mother's lily pad. It had gotten caught in one of the water filters near the exit, perfectly safe. They carefully pushed it back into the water and guided it all the way back to their own quiet pond. They returned not just with the lily pad, but with their little hearts full of the day's excitement. That evening, as they snuggled close to their mother, they recounted their amazing journey. Their story became a legend in the pond, a tale that would be told for generations to come. The grand story of the three little ducklings who conquered the great water adventure. Thanks for watching our little story. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like and subscribe for more adventures. See you next time.